It has been unseasonably warm here for most of the year, honestly, but this past week it has officially snapped and dropped to very wintry weather. Actually a bit colder than it is usually for this time of year, and it immediately put me in the mood to decorate for Christmas. So for my extra weekly vlogmas video for December, I thought it'd be a nice relaxing time to come along with me as I decorate for the holidays this year. you might know if you watched my Q&A, I am a huge library girl. I love Libby. I've fallen in love with audiobooks over the past year or so, more than I have in the past. But once a year, Target holds a sale, like a pretty massive sale for books where you buy 2 and you get 1 free. So I buy myself 3 books. And I want to show you what I got because I'm actually pretty excited. Most of them I actually hadn't heard of before. So we'll see. Ooh, yes. So this is The Light in Hades by who? Elise Nelson. This is apparently, as also some of you may know, if you have watched my Persephone video, she even has pink skin and hair. Like, how much is this based off of Lore Olympus? I still haven't finished Lore Olympus. I think I only got to like season 3. One of my favorite stories in folklore is Persephone and Hades. I just think it's the perfect setup for, you know, a more modern retelling, or not even like a modern retelling, but a retelling through a modern gaze. I had never heard of this one. I've read a good amount of them, and I haven't found one yet that I absolutely love. I found a couple that I really like, but I've never found a retelling that I've like been in love with, and I've read a lot of them by this point. Let's see, I'm just gonna read you the back. Corellia of Olympus was gifted the destiny of becoming Persephone, goddess of nature and spring. As every great one is told, she must follow the path appointed to her, or the world will be off balance. Beneath Mount Olympus, Theron, it's off of Theranos, right? Of Tartarus has been groomed to become Hades, god of the underworld. Despised by everyone on Olympus and tormented by his mentor, he has only known a life of abuse and despair. The two were never meant to cross paths, but when Theron is sent on a mission to Mount Olympus, he finds the goddess who is meant to be his enemy and his greatest opposition. Oh, I didn't read that far. That's cool. One encounter is all it takes for everything to change. Now the sheltered Cora finds herself in a position she never could have imagined, falling in love with the god of death and questioning everything, even her destiny. I went onto Goodreads and I went into the description area of this on Target, and neither of them said YA. And then after I bought it, I read some reviews, and a few of them said this was YA, which is a little disappointing. I don't dislike YA at all. Just over the past few years, I've kind of been phasing it out of my yearly reading and what I tend to grab for. But I might still like it. It's been a while since I've read a YA. Next book is, Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Worlds. This is part 2 of the Emily Wilde series. I was recommended the first book in this series so many times, and I just never was interested in it. I was like, I don't really like fairy romance books. This just doesn't sound like my thing. But someone finally got to me, someone who also doesn't really like fairy romances, read it and loved it. So I was like, oh, maybe it's different. And it is very different from your like run-of-the-mill fairy romance. I would even say it's pretty light on the romance. Emily Wilde is a scholar, and she studies fae. And I can't really tell you anything else because going in blind as I did, I think is the most fun way to read it. So I literally can't tell you anything else. If you like adventure fantasy books that don't feel like you're just constantly walking from place to place to place to place, but it is like an adventure and traveling, I would highly recommend. And the last one I got is Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. T. Kingfisher is a new author for me, definitely not a new author, but I read her book Nettle and Bone, I think last year, and it ended up being one of my favorite books that I read that year. I think she has a really unique voice. The number one thing I like about her is that she creates very interesting characters and basically does really cool character studies within her books. This is another one of her books. It's the start of a trilogy, I believe. I know she writes a lot of horror as well. I get easily scared, so I wanted to stay away from that for a book that I would buy. I'm going to read you the back just to tell you because I don't know what this is about at all. It was just the one that sounded the most interesting to me. It says, Stephen's god died on the longest day of the year. 3 years later, Stephen is a broken paladin, living only for the chance to be useful before he dies. But all that changes when he encounters a fugitive named Grace in an alley and witnesses an assassination attempt gone wrong. Now the pair must navigate a web of treachery, beset on all sides by spies and poisoners, while a cryptic killer stalks one step behind. From the Hugo and Nebula award-winning author of Swordheart and The Twisted Ones comes a saga of murder, magic, and love on the far side of despair. I'm also currently reading Thornhedge, I
believe it's called. Well, I'm currently reading. I just got it in from my library, so I'll be reading that one really soon too. And apparently that one has a full cast audiobook. So once I get back to sewing in one of my future videos, that'll be the next thing I read. I just love T. Kingfisher. Highly recommend if you want like a unique voice, in my opinion, in fantasy. Her and Fonda Lee are probably like my two favorite authors in fantasy at the moment. Those are what I got. These are early Christmas presents to myself from me. Thank you, me. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of the day. I just kind of wanted to show you what I would be reading coming up over the next year. Let's go.
I know other people have said something similar before, but the fact that humans way long ago knew the significance of celebration, of adding a few extra lights and decorations, and the importance of simply looking forward to something during the darkest time of the year makes me marvel at how well we understand our own nature sometimes. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of extra time with me this week, and I hope to see you again soon.